Hello and welcome to GamesHUB, a crypto talk show with our investors, partners, and remarkable personalities. I'm Constantin Kogan, co-founder of GamesPad. We're excited to welcome a very special guest today, Ganesh Kompella, who's founding investment partner at Tykhe Block Ventures. He's a software programmer turned into entrepreneur and an investor. Ganesh invested in 50 plus companies and been in space since 2016. And from the notable ecosystems, they invested in Ethereum, Ripple, Tezos, Aave, Polkadot. Was an ex-CTO and iStatic Record EMR, a healthcare SaaS serving 6 million plus patients across North America. The ex-founder of ShineWeb Services, enterprise software development company in India with many Fortune 500 clients. And today we're going to talk about evolution and adoption of blockchain in the UAE. Hi, Ganesh, and welcome to GamesHUB.
Glad to be here, man.
Likewise. I mean, I really briefly summarize your background. I'm sure there's more into it, but maybe you can tell us a little bit about your background. What made Web3 exciting for you? Why did you decide to actually go from a traditional Web2 successful career and jump into blockchain?
So I think it all started in 2016. I read the Ethereum white paper. I was working in a healthcare tech startup, and we really wanted to build things on Ethereum. We weren't able to. We tested it out. We tried it out. We built a few prototypes and stuff, but it never went full scale at that previous company that I was working at. And I was too much glued into Ethereum smart contracts and literally building things on Web3. So I eventually started investing heavily into Ethereum. And during the ICO boom, I think I invested in like 50 or so companies. And it was really fruitful for me. I quit my job. And I think I suddenly, from an engineer and a builder, I suddenly started thinking as an investor. And I just jumped onto the Web3 bandwagon. And since then, I have been into Web3 investing full time.
Nice. Yeah, that's how a lot of people start. They get excited about the idea, the thesis. So, and then kind of you ended up somehow in UAE, if you want to share this part, right? And you have been one of the early adopters of blockchain, right? And UAE is an amazing hub for this, right? Iran, my business partner and co-founder is there. As I understand, you guys are almost neighbors. So,
Yes, we are.
so how would you describe the current level of crypto and blockchain adoption in UAE?
So when we started the fund, we registered the fund in the US. And we wanted to be a licensed fund. We were talking to a lot of family offices. They were straight up asking us if this crypto fund is a licensed registered fund. And SEC and the other regulatories in the US, I can't register it as a fund. So my next choice was UAE. In UAE, you can go to places like DIFC, Dubai International District. AGDM is another organization in Abu Dhabi. You can purchase these, you can apply for these licenses here. You can run a crypto fund here. You can set up a crypto startup here. You can do so many things in a much more sophisticated and organized way. So that was the reason why we shifted to UAE. And the thing about UAE is, although all the government organizations here, they run like corporates. So as people are estimating that blockchain tech will contribute roughly 2 trillion or so to the world economy, this is a huge opportunity for them. And it's a huge opportunity for them to invest in. So I think in 2021, they started seriously looking at blockchain. Each ministry started giving out clear directives on implementing blockchain. They brought a lot of awareness within this ecosystem. They brought a lot of education within this ecosystem and started implementing blockchain technology within all these ministries. So I think in 2021 itself, almost 50% of all the transactions across all these ministries were on blockchain itself. And when I say transaction, I don't necessarily mean monetary transaction, data transactions too. So they have been super quick in adapting to this technology.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we also very closely follow about the upgrades and about the amazing propelling of the legal framework. by the way, much more much more reasonable than in US and many other Western countries. That's why it
Yes.
attracts a lot of smart people right now, a lot of people actually moving. Now, the governments around the world are, like still grappling like with the idea of how to regulate the crypto space. There's so many proposals. Now, how the UAE has approached the challenge of crypto regulation? What do you think they did better than others?
So I think instead of like overcomplicating it, they simply took whatever rules and regulations they had in the normal financial world. If you want to give financial advice, there is a license. Similarly, if you want to give crypto financial advice, there is a license. If you want to manage other people's money, run a normal fund, there is a license in the traditional world. There's a similar license if you want to manage money and run a crypto fund. So they just kind of replicated whatever existed in the traditional frameworks, rather than debating on whether a token is security or not, which is what we see happening in the West. So in that ways, this is still nascent, but they were able to like implement and set up frameworks and regulations pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to
And
add
then
to that, like,
go ahead.
and to add to that, I think uh, the financial organization in Dubai, it is called DIFC, Dubai International Financial Center.
Mm-hmm.
So if as a startup or as a fund, I go to DIFC and I really want to know how I can set up and help this ecosystem here, they will like walk you through everything. They will give you guides on it, and they will literally help you end to end on how you can get the license and actually give you the license within like 2 or 3 weeks. So it's pretty simple, straightforward, easy to understand, easy to apply, easy to get.
Mm-hmm. So obviously, besides this body, right, there is a specific, like Dubai blockchain strategy, which encompasses like the creation of a metaverse police to monitor illegal behavior in virtual worlds and to create, if I'm not mistaken, 40,000 jobs, right, inside the metaverse and the people who will be employed from UAE. And
Mm-hmm.
so where does Dubai stand now in the pursuit of fully digitized and blockchain-powered future, in your opinion?
So in 2022, I think the Ministry of Economy here launched an initiative called Next Gen FDI. So the fund that you're talking about is part of that initiative. So they had some real guidelines. They wanted to attract the next gen startups and entrepreneurs. They are ready to help you with visas, banking services, commercial agreements. There's zero corporate tax. And I think since then, around 700 to 800 crypto companies have already set up.
Mm-hmm.
OKX, Binance, uh, blockchain.com, and they even set up a Dubai virtual asset regulation authority, like overarching this entire setup. So when you get all these ingredients in one place, I think it's just a very nice place to be. If you are a builder, it's a nice place for you. If you are an investor, it's a nice place for you. It's supremely perfectly cooked.
So there's interesting dichotomy and the competition sort in a way between Dubai and Abu Dhabi. As you mentioned, they have different initiatives. And recently, Abu Dhabi Tech Ecosystem Hub 71 started a $2 billion initiative to support Web3 and blockchain startups in the region, right? So first of all, there will be two questions in one, right? So is it correct to compare like Dubai and Abu Dhabi as if it's like almost like Silicon Valley, like something like San Francisco and like Florida or New York or Texas and like New York and Florida are fighting for the businesses to establish and incorporate there? And the second part would be, in your opinion, what type of Web3 startups are smart to choose and why? Which jurisdiction, which part?
So the full form of this country is United Arab Emirates. So Dubai is an emirate, Abu Dhabi is an emirate. They have separate businesses, they have separate bankrolls, and they have separate plans. So they are competing with each other. And
Mm-hmm.
in terms of all these crypto regulations and licensing, Abu Dhabi has been a little front runner and nobody really talks about it. Dubai is on the front page a lot, but Abu Dhabi has been slowly giving out licenses since the last year and a half to 2 years. Dubai has only started rolling out the licenses this year. So they are already front running in that aspect. A lot of
Mhm.
conferences happen in Dubai because this is more touristy. So you get to hear about Dubai more. But I think Abu Dhabi is where the actual things have been happening for quite some time now. And on the fund, I think your question was what kind of companies would they be looking at since they have raised such a
Yes.
huge fund. So when I talk about crypto funds like us who understand this web3 space really well, I'll really end up investing in DeFi, NFT space, or NFT infra, Bitcoin DeFi, and there are a lot more verticals that we as crypto funds understand. But when a when a fund which is governed by a sovereign wealth fund, they start such an initiative. I think what they're looking for are companies who are actually building real life use cases using blockchain tech, uh, rather than people building things for blockchain developers or Web3 degen users. So they can. So I think how governments have evolved here is just going to make it easier for them to just invest in companies who are building tech, which can be useful in the oil and gas industry, which can be useful in the shipping industry. Most of the oil and gas
Mhm.
industry here is truly uses blockchain to this date. And most of the shipping industry here already has started implementing blockchain technology within themselves. So I think as a fund, their focus would be majorly towards that.
Mhm. Interesting. So in your opinion, right now, like overall, the UAE early recognition of the potential of blockchain technology and the proactive, obviously, right? The proactive approach in exploring its use cases, it allowed the country to position itself as a leader, not only like in the region, but I would say a global leader, right? So a lot of funds are moving headquarters there, exchanges, as you mentioned, right? Big ecosystems. So how do you see Tykhe Block Ventures contributing to this evolution of the blockchain industry in the region?
So when we launched the fund in UAE, we already committed and we had plans that we'll commit at least 25% of the fund to the startups which are coming from this region.
Mhm.
And I'll quickly want to talk about our general partner. So our general partner's name is Prashant Malik. He's a Silicon Valley veteran. He was an ex-Facebook guy, first 15 employees at Facebook. He built something called Apache Cassandra when he was at Facebook. It is now the world's biggest distributed database system that exists out there. Netflix runs on it, Instagram runs on it, Facebook Messenger runs on it, Apple Cloud runs on it. So all the initiatives in this region, what they want to do is they want to create this UAE blockchain ecosystem into a next Silicon Valley of sorts. And my general partner kind of fits that bill where he was already in Silicon Valley and built a lot of successful startups there. So we really want to invest in companies who are coming in from this region, and also we come with that expertise that we can help these companies being built and to scale properly. So that's the vision as a fund we have for UAE.
Mhm. And so for a project, a Web3 project that is looking into potentially relocating into UAE, right? So right now, which do you think would make sense, right? First of all, you mentioned that, about the front runner, that Abu Dhabi and Dubai and competing, but in terms of the practical aspect, let's talk about the early stage, seed or pre-seed project that it needs to raise a few $1 million, right? What would you advise them? What would be the first steps for them?
The first step for them would be to set up their shop here. None of the funds within this region, including the family offices, there is a lot of risk capital in UAE, which can help you raise. But in order to tap into that, you got to build a base in this region. You got to be registered here. take up the appropriate licenses. It doesn't take a lot of time. It is pretty straightforward. And then just talk to them, meet as many people as you can, and just raise your funds.
Got it. So set up legal entity, your headquarters, and make sure that the company is established in UAE. And from there, start networking, in other words, right?
Start networking. Because there aren't a lot of venture capital funds here. There are a lot of funds which are run by sovereign wealth funds in the background. So they would only be interested in you if you have a setup here and if you're paying taxes in this region and are helping the UAE economy. So those are the things which you need to consider.
That makes total sense. Okay, that's beautiful. So we have already questions from our community, so we'll jump right next to it. So I'm just going to review, and you feel free to answer in any shape or form you are willing. So I love the nickname. ChatGPT short from YouTube is asking, what makes Dubai the perfect location for fundraisers, venture capitalists, and influencers? Why are the most cool Web3 events in Dubai?
The most cool Web3 events in Dubai.
Dubai maybe the last man. Part you can answer.
Dubai is beautiful, hence all the events happening. And I think since the culture here is, there are a lot of people from all across the world. There are a lot of people from Europe. There are a lot of people from Southeast Asia, from the US. So I think it's just a very good place to network and build your connections if you're starting out in the Web3 world. There are a lot of veterans who you can meet at the conferences. There are a lot of newcomers whom you can meet at the conference. And I think it's just a very, very good place to network.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you now a curveball. So Ulsain from YouTube is asking, if the UAE is a booming safe haven for crypto, why would Kraken drop all their services in UAE dirham and close their office? Is it a political decision?
I think it might be a political one. Kraken is big in the US, right? The SEC is also
after a charter. It says a charter license, yes, which you remember recent events. The US right now pushed them to stop all the staking operations, right? So might be something connected to that as well,
Yeah, there are a lot of insider information. Like when you're running a company that big, we see it on Twitter. Like maybe if I see it today, they would know it for at least 10 days. They act beforehand.
Got it. Okay, so the Protector 41 from Twitter is asking, according to media reports, UAE royalty is rolling a Sharia-compliant virtual currency called Islamic Coin. Can this initiative inspire other countries to adopt digital currencies issued by central banks?
So I actually met the founder of the Islamic Coin that this guy is talking about a few weeks ago at an event. That guy raised mad money from this region. He raised like 150 million or something. And he's going to take that product really, really big in a huge way. Yeah, if you know Sharia law is the Islamic law. They are really, really serious about it. So he hit that law bullseye. I think in Sharia law, it governs how you can interact with money, if I'm not wrong. So my normal Bitcoin and Ethereum won't fly there. And he has worked it out.
With loans. Yeah, they're very careful with debt component, so there's specific terms, how you can loan money, how credit works. So there's restrictions. There is, in certain big bank, like private banking and investment banking, there is specific departments that only specialize on Sharia compliant investment banking. So it's very smart move.
Yeah, the guy was super smart, man. Like I have to give it to him. He was super smart. He was a speaker at an event. I met him after the event during dinner. Like, he was sharp. He knew exactly. I won't say how to game this entire thing, but he was very, very smart about capturing this opportunity, raising big money. The product is already out there and people have started using it, to be honest. Going to
Okay.
go big.
Beautiful. Okay, so moving on to to the other part, like we with Raphael who from YouTube is asking, the permissionless nature of crypto makes me dislike regulatory activities. How does the Dubai Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority perform in this region? Do they encourage growth? I mean, you partially answered to this, maybe something that we
Yeah.
missed.
So I don't think they have built a full-fledged regulatory framework as of now. They
Mm-hmm.
did announce that these are these basic things which you can do and which you can't do. And later this year, they are going to expand and really build a very comprehensive framework. I think they have been open enough to understand that this ecosystem is ever evolving. So it's not like uh, they came with some regulations, but they are open to expanding those regulations and creating them on the go.
Got it.
I
That makes
think
sense.
it would be best to like check out the Dubai Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority is what governs all these rules and regulations. So it might be worth to just check out their website.
Mm-hmm. We have some more fun questions coming your way. Mark says YouTube is asking, we know it's possible to buy groceries and even luxury cars with crypto in the UAE. But are there people using these services? Is it easier to shop with crypto compared to fiat?
It is. You can use crypto at certain places here in Dubai. And I have it on some good authority that the transport department here is going to allow crypto payments within public transports very soon. Uh, I can't
Wow.
name names, but this is legit news. A lot of people have started talking about it outside of the transport department, and it's going to be a reality very soon.
Wow, that's impressive. Diego from YouTube is asking, according to the study from Recap, Dubai is the second most crypto-ready city in the world after London. What are the differences between these two cities and how can Dubai catch up with London? I didn't even know London is close to number
I
one, but
didn't know London was number one.
I, I
Yeah,
you
no,
want to
no, no
answer?
straight answer to that.
I would refrain too, because yeah, I would say Dubai is number one and London maybe as an old financial hub. Yes, we give respect to London, New York, but crypto not even close. Okay.
Yeah.
um, so it's a more general question. Captain Hodl is asking from YouTube, what is the agenda of big players in Dubai right now? Which type of projects get their attention and why?
I think blockchain infrastructure projects are what people are after in Dubai these days. At least that's what I have sensed. There has been a lot of metaverse projects which have come out of this region and they built it out, but they didn't succeed properly in the last year and a half or so. Now suddenly you see a shift in everybody's sentiment that now they are started looking at blockchain infra.
Yeah, that's what we're
A
here
lot of
saying.
NFT projects still keep floating around, though, but I haven't seen a lot of super good ones.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's another general question, that you partially replied, but maybe just elaborate a little bit. Mehdi Hussein from LinkedIn is asking, at the end of the day, what is the driving force behind Dubai and the UAE? It is just they adopted early, or there were other points that we miss?
Hmm. So from a UAE government's perspective, they just look at all these opportunities which exist. And to them, this blockchain tech is a very, very big opportunity, and they see all
Mhm.
these other countries fighting it. Uh, they clearly are not fighting it. For them, like if they tap into this, if they enable quick deployment of startups, it will really help grow their economy. And I think that is what their main focus is at this point. That is why you see them creating all
Yeah.
these regulatory frameworks. That is how you see them allow allow people to host these 10 million different huge events in Dubai every year. So it's just huge business opportunity for them.
Yeah. I mean, let's be realistic also. Dubai has enriched its country with oil, right? So oil is one of the biggest driver to the economy. Now they have this billions of dollars that they're sitting there, right? And not parked, right? So you can obviously how much like golden I don't know, helicopters, Bentleys and Bugattis you can buy, right? Then you sit there and you think, okay, well, I might as well try to develop infrastructure. I might as well create a big hub in the country. I might as well help the people. And I think let's be realistic also on the other side, and I want to pick your brain on this. There was a different question, but I'll tweak it. So Dubai is a zero income tax. So for expats, whoever is moving there, I mean, think about it. You made 30 to 50 million dollars in an exit. Anywhere in the United States or Europe, you would pay probably half, right? Just from capital gains, right? In Dubai, you would pay zero, right? So
Yeah. So they don't take any taxes, but here's the funny thing. If I want a license, they would charge me very heavily for it, and I'll pay a renewal fee on the license every year. Every action, everything that I want to do, they will say that you will have to take so and so license. And each license has a set of fee involved. And the fees are not cheaper. They charge nicely. So that's how they make it. And I noticed you mentioned oil. In fact, Dubai doesn't have a lot of oil wells. Abu Dhabi and the remaining Emirates, they do. Dubai has oil money too, but comparatively lot lesser. Hence they came up with this brilliant strategy of building Dubai the way it is now to draw up all this tourism. So they have slightly different routes. Yes, oil money, but slightly different way to how they build this entire city.
which is very smart route. Listen, a lot of people now consider, first of all, you mentioned a tourist trip to Dubai, right? There's iconic buildings, then and then there is a lot of entertainment, shopping available. And besides that, obviously, yes, business climate. It's like, think about it, it's like regulatory SaaS business, right? So like you
Yeah.
just sell licenses, and it's like you want to pay for those licenses because you make so much economy on the taxes that you're happy to pay this, right? So it makes sense for the fund or a startup, and it makes sense for the government, which is very smart at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's nice to
Yeah,
be here. It is life is
I'm
super easy in Dubai, I must say. I would encourage
I would
anybody
have to.
who wants to build a Web3 startup, like they just
Mhm.
come to Dubai.
So what's okay? So last more on a personal level. What is the comfortable amount per month a person should have to live in Dubai?
Mm, depends person to person. Like
I knew you would answer
every
this, but let's be realistic. Okay, the middle class, something that you will have good level of life. Of course, it depends on the person, but if you're a startup owner, right, and you want to move with your team and you want to make sure everyone is more or less comfortable.
I think I would range it somewhere around $5,000 to $6,000 a month. If
Mm-hmm.
I'm being very conservative, you're not going on boat trips every Sunday or doing skydives every Sunday. Then but if you indulge, then just keep adding it, keep adding the bill.
Got it. That's nice. Okay, that's why they have this famous phrase, "Come to Dubai, Habibi," right? Okay. Okay, yes, I'm sure there are a lot of opportunities to spend more money. Um, Great. I mean, you helped us to understand how to approach different opportunities. There's different networking hubs. There is a lot of funds to approach. You guys are actively investing. So obviously, whoever is listening to this, if you have a startup, what is the best way to reach you guys? Should they apply on through your website or?
Applying through our website would be the easiest way.
Mhm. Perfect. So yeah, I mean it's been really nice, Ganesh, to connect with you, to learn from you. You know, I had a lot of fun, you know, learning more things about Dubai. Definitely looking forward to be there soon. And we appreciate your time. Wishing you success and with your thesis and with your amazing senior team to deploy into more great Web3 companies. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and thank you for our audience. Thank you for everyone for joining GamesHUB today. And we're going to see you in 2 weeks at 4 p.m. UTC or 12 p.m. EST at YouTube Live, LinkedIn Live, and Twitter Live. See you guys. Thank you.